A new year and the possibility of new presidents for 7 countries in Latin America. We're joined in Mexico City by political analyst Laura Carlson to discuss what this might mean for the region. Well, Laura, welcome to the show. El Salvador is first up, and with the right and the left going neck and neck for the presidency, what are the candidates offering?
Well, we have to remember that these are two candidates who are at opposite extremes. They're historical nemesis. On the one hand, we have the candidate of the Conservative Party arena, Norman Quijano. This party is representing more free trade, probably a harder line against crime and against gangs in the country. And on the other hand, we have the FMLN, the Martí Liberation National Front, who will be asking for more state involvement in the government, as well as more respect for sexual diversity and other more progressive issues. So this is going to be a real showdown in terms of the future for El Salvador.
You know, we also have Costa Rica having presidential elections next month, and polls are showing that voters are resisting the status quo. Why is that so?
In Costa Rica, we're really seeing a showdown between more of the same and no more of the same. The government of Laura Chinchilla that is leaving has offered a new candidate, and that candidate is proposing that there be a continuation of free trade in the region, but he's up against a lot of problems in terms of disenchantment of the public. For one thing, there have been a large number of corruption scandals in the country, and for another, they're facing poor economic performance, including high unemployment. On the other hand, the candidate, Jose Maria Villalta, is coming from a virtually unknown party and offering a progressive path forward that would again continue with or propose more state involvement in the government and a change in course. In both these elections, in El Salvador and in Costa Rica, there's likely to be a runoff. So what we're showing in the polls now could change in the future, and they'll both be elections to watch.
And of course, these are just 2 of the 7 elections taking place in Latin America this year. Is there an expectation that the rest of the region will make any sort of generalized shift politically, or will they look to what's happening with these 2 countries, El Salvador and Costa Rica, and maybe follow suit?
Well, we can't talk about a real general shift in the region. In fact, in general, we can probably talk about elections in which incumbents will be winning. And this is true in some of the biggest countries, Colombia with Santos, Bolivia with Morales, and of course, Brazil with Dilma Rousseff. But on the other hand, Central America is the region to watch as these elections come up, both because the 2 candidates, the candidates in the lead, are so far apart ideologically, and because the races there are so close. Another thing that we can say about these elections coming up is there have been a number of countries in which a traditional party system with usually just 2 parties in power has been cracked open. We saw that in Honduras, where the Libre Party, a brand new party, almost gained the presidency and has an important role in the Congress, and also in countries like Costa Rica, where a new party is coming onto the scene. So that's probably a very healthy sign for the region in terms of democracy and presenting more options to the voters.
And Laura, in your opinion, which election is the one to watch? Where can we potentially see the most change with its result?
Well, I think El Salvador is really important because it's kind of a referendum on whether these progressive governments will continue forward and can maintain in very difficult situations. Because in El Salvador, poverty is very high, there's high unemployment and crime rates, and can maintain the momentum that they've gained in many parts of the country. And this is geopolitically very important because it means that some of the divisions, this division that we're seeing between alliances of center-left governments and more right-wing governments that are going into these free trade agreements will change and shift as some countries move from one camp into another.
Well, we will certainly be watching all of these developments. Laura Carlson, thank you as always for joining us here on the show.